Hello, this is Vance, and this is Monday, March the 20th, 2017. First day of spring. This is a slow hand method of price action. I was away for much of last week. Been having a little bit of problem with my jaw. Actually, I've got some kind of I had some teeth work done a couple weeks back, and there's something happened with my jaw, popped out of position or something. It's really sore. I guess they call it TM, my TM joint disorder. So anyway, it's better now, but for a couple of days last week, I couldn't open my mouth very much, and it was really painful to chew. Anyway, that's beside the point. Didn't stop me from trading, and a couple of things today. Now, a couple of things. I've got the Slow Hand Method for Price Action course. I sent out emails to everyone that was interested in the Mindful Trading course, and I've got any details. Anybody that wants to know about this, you can get in touch with me at make a request at slowhandmethod@gmail.com. It's the details are in it. I mean, it's just I'll send you an email out, show you what the course is about. It has some details and the other things that are involved in it. So if you have an interest in participating, let me know. I only have 25 participants, probably up to 15 now, 16. So just thought I'd put it out there. I'm going to get started. As soon as I get 25 participants, I'm going to start it up. And they're going to be recorded, so don't worry about the time shift. They will be accessible through OneDrive. For individuals that are enrolled, plus there's going to be videos, and there's going to be a manual that's coming out that I'm putting together. There's an introduction page on the email itself, just tells you what it's about and that sort of thing. So if you're interested, again, slowhandmethod@gmail.com. So I'm going to be talking about today. I'm talking about the what we saw today in the market. And what was kind of interesting, there wasn't a lot of movement today. In fact, it was a total of about, the high of the day was at 49.36, low of the day was 48.46, and that really happened right at the open. That's right at 9 o'clock when this kind of bottomed out. Now, in the overnight, we had this rotation. Let me see if I can make this a little smaller so you can see that. So we did have a decline from last night. I tried to put it in. Overnight, you don't really know about how prices are going to respond. I mean, this is a dip from last week, and the price got down to 48.46. Now, what we're talking about here is we're talking also about the May contract, or the end of May. So we switched over from last week. It just rolled last week, so that might have had some influence as far as the slow motion last week, or toward the end of last week, Thursday, Friday. So anyway, prices came down to this 48.46 level. Now, this is a short. I want to talk about this one right here. This particular trade, it's really a second entry long. It's channeling down here, but the problem with that is the problem with this trade is that it's pre-market. The market hasn't opened yet. This is really at just after 8 o'clock. I saw that there's maybe support down here, but this is a pretty strong move down here. If we have another move down to the same duration, you get your first contracts off. So this was kind of a questionable trade. If you're trading early morning, you could have taken it. The other thing was that we had the contacts was down. This was from the overnight. Now this is overnight. I didn't know if this was going to be another similar leg down after here, or this was just a continuation of this movement right down here. So, pull back, actually 3 pullbacks before price resumed. And this looks like about the same magnitude here to here. So maybe it was coming at the area of exhaustion. But anyways, it would have worked out had you taken it right here. Now, what I didn't like about it is your target's all right. But it's below the low of the day. And that was kind of what concerned me. Now, 9 o'clock, price comes down here. This is a pretty short. Only took 12 minutes to do these to jump this much. First entry, second entry long right here, and this is right at the open. I like this trade. It was really the first trade of the day for me. Moves up here, pulls back twice, and another opportunity to get in. Now here, it's a second entry long on this bar right here. Now, you could have gotten in on here. I mean, first entry, second entry, but a little bit of overlap. Even if you got in and held through it, you would have been okay. But you can see price moved up past this area, and pulled back down. I was more interested in getting here because there was a little bit more room, and it was based on the fact that it had to break this previous high, and we could call this a micro double top before prices would move up any higher. And it did work out. Again, another pullback here. First pullback, second pullback, another opportunity to get in here. Now, this, let me show you something here. If you got in on this bar right here, this trade, because it's almost like and because this is where I looked at support in here, if you got in this trade and held through it, you would have been okay. But had you got in on this, and this caused you some concern, if you got out and got back in right here, because this is another second entry long, you would have participated in this. And this shot up really quickly. And in fact, holding through this, and then when price moved, it moved very rapidly. In fact, this was 1050. I don't know. It must have been some kind of news event or something. But 1050, so like just blasted right up here, and looking for maybe another move up. Now, there's a problem with this, however. The problem is this move was so violent and so quick, you had to figure that it's an institution stepping in. We have two pullbacks, resistance here. Looks like a pretty decent setup with this bar like this. And if you did get in, it wouldn't have given you your 15 ticks. So you would probably had to pull the trigger. And in fact, it didn't go all this way. It was kind of quick. I was in on this trade, so I wasn't really over concerned about this. But if you would have waited and tried to get on this trade, which looks like a decent setup, couple of things. It had to break the high of the day in order to get your target, to set your target. But more importantly, it had to be on the heels of this really strong move here. And if it doesn't go like within the first couple of bars, you figure it isn't going. These buyers aren't stepping in. The ones that were responsible for this aren't interested in taking it any higher. So it's, if you got in on this trade and you saw this stacking up here and you got out, you might have got out with a couple of tick loss, and you can see that right away with this failure, it pulls it all the way back down to where this started out. Second entry short here. I wasn't in on this trade, but I mean, I could see why an individual would have taken this trade, at this top. But this kind of moved so quickly, it was really haywire, volatile. I was concerned that it might even kind of go higher, so I wasn't looking at a short here. But when price comes back down to this area, you can see this is a channel. It kind of stacks up again, and this area to the left was acting as support. So if you look at this area here, right here, support, and you can see it kind of stopped up a little bit. That I like this trade. Second entry long right here, and moved its way up. Didn't give you a lot of room. Again, it kind of stacks up. Now, if we had this first move, I was looking for a second move up, either on this one or on this one. If you took the first one, you might have gotten shaken out. In other words, you might not have, because of the 15 tick target. The target would have to be above where it had to move up past this area in order to get to your second target or your first target, and it didn't really find purchase until over here. So if you got in that trade and held through it, you'd have been okay. But if it goes ahead 10 ticks, you might get taken out of break even. Pulls back down, and then another opportunity to get in right here, and that's pretty much it. This is no second entry here. It's really this one is really a kind of a first entry, but if you look at it from see this bar right here, you can see this doji. Price pulls down here, moves back up, down, and you can see it's a hidden second entry. So, and then from there on, it was just kind of rotated around here. As you can see, kind of a 15 tick range to the end of the day. Did kind of collapse a little bit at 2:30, and that's it till now. So that's it. Most of the trades was looking long. Wasn't a lot of movement, but you can see that right from the open, it was kind of moving its way up. Probably oversold. I mean, it's probably because of that. But tomorrow's the API report at 4:30. Take a look at that. That's going to be something to. That's at 4:30. Throughout the day, we might see some movement that maybe give us a hint of what's going to come out. But wasn't a big range. I mean, 49.46 was the low. High was 49.36. So it was only 90 ticks. It's it wasn't a tremendous range, but if you caught on these early, you'd done fine. And you're finished by 11 o'clock. if you got this move. I mean, as I've said many times before, how many moves do you really need? You need to trade maybe 2 contracts and get 15 ticks on each contract, $300. Great. What a great day. That's fine. Now, and that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, anyone make inquiries about the slow hand method course that's coming out, shoot me an email. I'll send you a package. If you've shot me an email in the past and you haven't received the package, you're probably not on my list. So you have to send me another one, and I'll make sure that you get on it this time around. That's it. This is Vance. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.